Nature of the soul is to love and serve as it is marginal energy of the Lord. True. Basic intrinsic nature of spirit soul is to be independent and not attached.
True. False. No. Independent, no?
Is it to be independent?
No.
The basic nature of the soul. We have to be attached to it to be dependent. इसमें not attached लिखा है. It's little tricky. It's slightly tricky.
You don't have to be attached to the people in this.
So it is false.
You have to be
We get
Is it
attached
false?
because it's our nature to be attached.
Is it false?
Yes.
It's false. The basic intrinsic nature of spirit soul is to be independent. No, it's to be dependent. So this word is, this line is false. And not attached. No, it is to be attached. It's our nature to be attached. It's our nature too. The basic nature. Basic intrinsic nature of the spirit soul. Yeah.
You should be independent.
Not of the soul who is in the material body. This is not that. This is the basic intrinsic nature of the soul. He always wants to be attached. He always wants to be dependent.
But when you say intrinsic, when you say spirit soul, then I feel that, wants to be independent and
No, the person who is under a material mode right now, that person wants to be independent. Because he thinks by being independent, I'm going to be happy. But factually, we are dependent on everything. If you see really in our life, we are dependent on, our parents, then we dependent on husbands, other husbands are dependent on the children, we get dependent on children. If you see our life, we think we are independent, but actually we are not. We become dependent on medicines or this or that. Desire is a part of a living entity. Match the following desires. A materialist desires for? To consume. Spiritualist desires? Freedom. Devotee desires? Love and service. Perfect. Since the idea, 10 points. Since the idea of surrender is painful, we never surrender. True. Material idea, huh? That's the material idea. Krishna is asking us to surrender unto him to provide us complete protection and shelter. True. Take as many as are relevant. People surrender to Krishna out of
Only
love.
attachment.
Except attachment. Except attachment.
Okay, I'll just read the word, just say yes and no. Love?
Yes.
Fear?
Yes.
Attachment?
No.
I think it should come yes.
No.
Why not nature is to attach.
No.
People surrender to Krishna out of attachment?
No.
Soul's nature is to attach to
But
its
The
attachment or
question
what?
is, people surrender to Krishna out of what?
Love, desire,
Love.
duty.
If you were attached to Krishna, you wouldn't even come down to the material world. You'd be in the spiritual world.
You are scared. If I'm not going to worship God, this might happen to me.
We did when we were doing last time. No, when we were doing last time.
Everybody doesn't love, na?
One second.
All these
There are
are
certain religions in the world which motivate their followers out of fear. If you don't do this, you will go to Qayamat Ki Din. You will go to hell. So that is how they motivate surrender. People do surrender out of fear. If you show your child like this, then they'll be like, okay, I'll do it. That's out of fear. That is surrender, but it is out of fear. So love, fear, desire, duty. Duty, yes or no?
Yes.
Picked it. I understand.
Okay, we discuss it later. Now finish this paper first.
Yeah, because it's being recorded.
We need to go for darshan.
Real death is the death of the body.
False.
Death of the soul?
No, body. Which is the body.
Body. Hey, body is dead already.
It's made out
It's
of
death of the ego. I mentioned it, if you remember. I didn't put it on the board. But I mentioned it.
Yeah.
So then neither is.
Because
What is it?
body is already dead.
No,
It's made out of dead material.
Particles. Yeah.
And
Can I clear this up?
Soul is never dead.
Soul never dies. The soul is eternal. So it's can't be death of the soul.
Death of the body.
Death of the body is death. The body is already made of dead elements. It's the soul which is keeping it alive. So there can't be death of the body because it's already made of dead elements. What is death? Is death of the ego.
Ego doesn't go with this back.
No.
It doesn't go with the soul, no?
False ego does it. False ego, mind,
true or
intelligence is what is left here.
It's false.
False.
It goes no with the soul. No. Mind and intelligence doesn't go.
In a material thing it does. It moves along with a different set of bodies. But when it goes to the spiritual world, the soul goes alone.
No
The material mind, that's material elements. 8 elements are material. Earth, water, fire, ether and
Ego.
No.
Air. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Abhi barabar hai. Yeah. 5 gross elements, 3 subtle elements. Mind, intelligence, false ego. These 8 are material elements. They do not touch the soul at all. The soul is Sat Chit Ananda. Yeah. In the spiritual world, it has a spiritual mind of its own, it has a spiritual intelligence of its own, and a spiritual ego, identity of its own.
The soul lives a dual life of it.
We can either surrender to Krishna
The
or
soul is
Coming
living a
here,
dual
it
life.
starts, no, when it comes down to the material world,
Yeah.
it starts identifying with these material elements. A liberated soul will stop identifying with its material mind, because it will already develop its spiritual mind and spiritual intelligence. Till then, you have to follow the Guru, who has a spiritual mind and spiritual intelligence.
we can either. Let's go to the next.
We can either surrender to Krishna or surrender to material nature. True. Somewhere we have to surrender, either to death or to Krishna. If we surrender unto Krishna and give all our love to him, we will stop loving everyone else. False. In fact, we will start loving everyone else. Because we will see everyone as his child. Match the following. Mamekam,
Surrender unto
dhundo. Surrender unto me. Dharma,
to serve.
Nature function of an object.
Mamekam is surrender unto me. Dharma is
Nature or function of an object.
nature or function of an object. Ma Shuchaha means do not worry. Surrender means
To serve. That was the only one left. That is the only one left. So to serve.
we do it later.
Just surrender.
Just surrender immediately. Varadraj is benediction.
Ma Sucha is what?
Ma Shuchas do not worry. Surrender, we keep it on hold to see what is left last. Just is surrender immediately. Varadraj is the name of Krishna, which means best of benediction givers. Bhakta Vatsal is
Takes care of
one who takes care of his devotees.
Sanatan Dharma.
Sanatan Dharma is nature or function of an object.
No activity which can
Activity which cannot be changed. Eternal function of the soul. Activity which cannot be changed. So bach gaya surrender, which is to serve. Surrender means to serve.